People who are on the front line.
Boom.
Nah.
And we're live. Hey, what's up,
What's
everyone?
going on?
Yeah, thank
Yo,
you.
oh yeah.
We good?
Nothing. I thought I could hear my own voice through Skype, but it was because I had the stream unmuted.
Get you every time. Yeah, what's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us for another Launchpad. It's been a while. It was a American holiday last week, so we weren't here, and then we had to miss Orbit at the beginning of this week because I had something that I just had to do. I could not get out of. Virtual schooling for the kiddo. Had to get that all set up, but yeah, we got it done. We are here. We're glad to have you with us. As always, I have with me Trevor Blades. How's it going, Blades?
Hello, Kurt. Hello, chat. How's it going, guys? Yeah, having a nice day. Did a little pair programming this morning, and a double dose right now. So I'm always stoked about that.
Nice. Yeah, I absolutely love pair programming. I'm a big fan. I guess some folks aren't too fond of it. I guess it's just like a personality type thing, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I love it. I love pair programming. Nothing better than having somebody else to check you, kind of, to rubber duck off of and shoot ideas around with. And I just love it. I always feel like I come out with a slightly better come up with on my own. Probably.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like would you be able to turn the beat down in my headphones a little bit?
Absolutely. Is it a little too loud? Let's fix that for you.
A little too loud.
How's that?
That's better.
Yeah. So we got music going everywhere, folks. Sorry for the audio issues. Apparently the music was a little quiet. Been having some OBS issues.
Now that you guys are talking, it's a bit loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right. So I'm bringing it back down. Yeah.
Nice.
There we go. A little ambiance.
Back down.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Same settings, but I start up OBS and it comes out at a different volume. Okay. Although, some of my apps that do affect like the audio of the computer did update. So like Bootback had an update, and then the app for the mic that pipes audio in had an update. Anyway, long story short, music. You've got it. You've asked, have it, and we're good to go now, right? I think we're good.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Can't live with it. Can't live without it.
I absolutely can't live without it. Like if I didn't have music, that would be. Patchy, thank you for the follow. Patchy Code's in the chat. Nate Triple I, thank you for the follow as well. A couple folks follows from a couple days ago. Thank y'all. We love it. Okay, cool. So it looks like audio's good now. Love it. Sound check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Skate through our rooms. Yeah, we did. We skated through our rooms. No, but we are gonna make this app so that we can still go skating someplace. Not completely trapped inside. But yeah, what's up, Coops45? Thank you for joining us.
I'm going skating tonight, actually. I go during the winter. I go skate at there's a Safeway parking lot, like underground parking lot underneath the Safeway. Do you have Safeway in Virginia?
So we don't have. Well, like we had Safeways where I used to live. Not any in my like local area, but yeah, there's some. I'm familiar. It's a grocery store. It
is a grocery store. Grocery store based in Pleasanton, California.
Okay.
Which is about you can get to Pleasanton off the BART from San Francisco, so it's Bay Area company.
So real quick, Coops is asking, is that a GraphQL tattoo? It is not. It's the start of a gigantic mandala, but I still have a long way to go. But it's like the whole torso is going to be like geometric patterns. Dollars, but yeah, no, not a GraphQL tattoo. I love GraphQL, but not quite that much. Can you imagine just a GraphQL logo like this big on my chest? I mean,
that would be something else, man.
Yeah, that would be something else. I might do that like for charity or something. Get a GraphQL.
I if I had to, I would get like I'd go more of like the, what do you call it? Like the classic tattoo style, just like a heart with the word GraphQL through
Oh
it.
yeah, so like American traditional kind of
That's
tattoo
what I'm
style.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, kind of like rockabilly style. Like yeah, I love it.
Yep.
Stuff. Yeah. It's the Apollo logo.
Donation goal.
Yeah, we should like run a donation and do that. Yeah, I can never change jobs.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get Apollo across my forehead, like 4
Mm.
and life under each eye.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, or
There you go.
GraphQL for life. 6 9 master name.
Oh, man.
I love it. Yeah, so this is always how it goes. We start the streams
Nothing for
off,
life.
yeah, with things that have
That's
absolutely
perfect.
nothing to do with what we're doing. But yeah, we're so happy to have y'all with us. We are going to react for life. I mean, you can pretty much, or I could just do like underscores and then for life, and then I could just take a marker and I could write
There
in
you
whatever
go.
I want, like Mad Libs. Oh, jQuery for life. Now that's a tattoo I would actually get. Because that would just be really
What about
funny.
deploy on your forehead and then on Fridays?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Ahmed, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Glad to have
That's
you here.
one thing that's never gonna change.
Yeah,
Unless they,
the cursor.
unless like Fridays become something else in the future, you know?
What if it? Yeah, what
They
if it becomes,
change.
yeah? What if we go to 4
What
day
if, what if,
work week?
yeah, they might come up with, or yeah, they might come up with like a new day, and you never know, man.
jQuery is the future. I'm gonna get the jQuery logo with no regrets on my neck.
Nice. Love it.
Speaking of, I have always wanted a neck tattoo. I'm terrified.
Really?
Yeah, it would hurt so much. Or my face. I would never tattoo my face. Like, I'm sorry, but you're not putting a needle. It's moving at like hundreds of rounds per second in face skin.
True.
Their own. But yeah, that terrifies the crap out of me. Or like near my eyes. Like, have you seen, the eyeball? Have you seen like makeup tattoos, which are really awesome? But gosh, it just terrifies me to have my eyelids. Pretty darn cool.
So people tattoo makeup on their faces?
Yeah, kind of like an eyeshadow, or I've even seen eyebrows done, like brow tattoos.
Yeah, okay.
You just never have to deal with them again.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've heard of the eyebrows. Yeah. It's I guess
cosmetic tattooing.
Commitment.
You can do it for a lot of reasons. Yeah, but I mean, cosmetic tattooing actually.
Beard tattoos, yo.
Beard.
I like that.
It look like a 5 o'clock shadow tattoo.
Tattoo stubble on my face.
Although mine comes in really patchy, so like all jokes aside, I could probably benefit from a little bit of cosmetic tattooing
mine too.
There.
Right now it's kind of grown wild, but
yeah, cosmetic tattooing got its start, dealing with like scars and issues like that, and like straight up cosmetic. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to do your eyeshadow every day, it's like fine.
Scars are badass though.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. Fun fact: I almost became a tattoo artist instead of a developer.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very close.
So you must have like excellent drawing skills then.
Excellent is a stretch. No, I can draw, but it's like it's not like I can do nice artwork, but and again, I'm comparing myself to other, and I shouldn't, but like the amount of time that it takes me to create the piece generally is like very long. Like it's not a hone skill. And actually, because I haven't really done much artwork in years, but yeah, actually one day I'll show you some of my stuff. I have like a book somewhere.
Nice.
Anyway,
yeah, I'd love to check it out. That'd be fascinating.
Yeah, I even have pictures of tattoos I've done.
Wicked. Damn, look at this, guys. We're learning new things about Kurt every day.
Jack of all trades, wonderful. Y'all. Can't put me in a box. I'll climb right out.
Kurt of all trades.
All right, so I guess without further ado, we should like build something because it's kind of the whole point of the stream, right? Yeah. So fun
for anybody who missed our last stream, it was a bit of a crazy time, but essentially we're building an app with Expo and Amplify,
To the
Uh,
wrong screen.
he transitions back to the same one.
To
AMA
the
with the
same one.
developer experience team.
Yeah. Oh wait, why
Um,
is that happening?
I don't know.
Goodness.
Anyway, yeah, it was a rough time. And it happened to also be on. Oh, one sec.
Yeah, I think something broke with this should be pulling this information in from Google. I gotta go look at the calendar. Oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just getting a call.
Oh,
I screened the call. I just have to reply after.
gotcha. I'm going to check and see what's going on. I mean, okay, that. Did I open it too late and so it's not pulling in the correct title? Because this is so janky, y'all. So what you're looking at, the layout is actually a React app, and it pulls in this
Okay.
title from Google. But because the event not happening in the future, it's happening now. I opened this OBS too late. It's not registering because the event has started. So I'm going to try something
Oh,
real
can you
shifty.
refresh a layer in OBS?
You can, and I did, but the problem is the event has already started. So it's not recognizing it as being the next upcoming event. So I'm going to trick it right now. Save this. Just this event. Change the start time to 4. Now I'm going to try and refresh this.
Okay.
Nope. It might take a minute. But anyway, doesn't matter. You know what we're
Dude, yes. Dude Orsum recommends Natter's book about full stack serverless with Amplify. I agree. I think he's one of the top voices in like AWS,
Absolutely.
especially Amplify land. Kurt used to work with him, right?
I did. I was actually a developer advocate for AWS for the AWS mobile, which covered Amplify, AppSync, and a couple things. Yeah, I did. And yes, Natter would definitely be the person who I would talk to. And I would recommend reading that book. Yeah, if you really want to do um, like get deep into AWS Amplify and all that you can do with it, and kind of the idea of full stack serverless, which is really managed serverless, right? Like fully
Hmm.
managed. You're not taking care of the infrastructure, having to do any of that. It's all taken care of for you. And yeah, it's really good. You're right, dude. Also, good call. But that is definitely. But yeah, so I used to work there. Yeah. Now I work here. So here, take that. But yeah, all right, I'm ready. Are you ready to dig into this? I guess it says AMA, so like we can just roll with that. If y'all have questions along the way, hit us up with
True.
them. But yeah, so where we left
Yeah,
off last week,
let's keep going.
yeah, where we left off last week was the computer was falling apart. My computer was. It was like that weird Apple update issue
Yeah.
on that day that everyone had. But we're good now. Everything's smooth. Only using 20% of the CPU. We're at 60 frames per second, kicking out 6,000 kilobits per second. So stream should be strong. As you can see, I know it's hard to see the text on the mobile phone. It says the stream is choppy because that's what we were dealing with last week.
That's
Well,
so
when we
funny.
get it, yeah, when we get in there and add some styling, we'll bump up the fonts and everything so that everything's legible on stream. But we've got our React Native app running. Where we left off, we installed Amplify and we ran configure, and then we installed Auth, but we haven't done anything with it. We just have Auth set up in AWS console. So we're able to start authenticating with this app, but we haven't done any of that in the code. So I think the next step here is for us to do that, is to actually get authenticated up.
Sounds
So
good.
that every time you come to the app, you gotta auth with it. So I've also taken the liberty of already pulling up the docs for that. Oh, and I'm borrowing your style of like instead of full screening my apps,
Mm-hmm.
doing this like where you lay them over each other and just kind of click back and forth. I like it.
Okay.
A Trevor Blades original.
Oh.
Have not seen him. So yeah, I like it. It's really fun. So this is where we're at, creating a login UI. Now we could do this ourselves. We could spend literally 2 to 3 streams configuring all the scenes we need, making sure we're handling all the auth states and doing all that. But Amplify actually has helpers for a lot of the frameworks to get this done. So we're going to go ahead and make use of that. So they've got this command here to npm install a bunch of this stuff.
Okay.
So we already have AWS Amplify. That is where we have pulled in our configuration from. So we're just going to grab these last two.
Okay. Can you
bump that up?
Oh, well, I was going to say just share a couple terminals. Right now we have one terminal that's read only.
Yeah. Let's share another one. See if I can
I don't know what the current one is being used for, but
it's
I don't see anything in there. Okay.
So that's just, I'll just leave that running. That is just running the simulator. And I don't think I've shared the terminal with you. Probably why you can't going on. Yeah. All right. So that's read write. Let me open up another one or two, and I'll make both those read write.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Now we're cooking.
So much terminal access, like all of it. I need to send you stickers of. I need to do that. To mail you all the Real Friends Share terminals. Got a whole stack of them for you.
Yeah, I love it. I'm currently re-stickering my laptop, so I need more cool stickers.
Yes, all the stickers. Yeah, so I will send them to you. And Kyle, yeah, I need to. I was just gonna say, Kyle, I need to get your address and do that too. So dude, awesome. Let me see what's going on in here. You got issue with Apollo server.
Yeah, dude, are you saying that it's getting slower over time, as in like slower as you're developing it, like as you're adding more resolvers or something, or is it like subsequent requests to your server get resolved slower and slower?
Yeah, it's exactly going to be. And while we wait for this to install, I go.
Oh yeah.
Why is mine not getting? Do y'all hear elevator music?
Yeah, I hear elevator music.
No, I'm not getting any of the audio. It's all turned on. Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it. As long as it's coming through, yes, it's fine. I'm like at the point where I really just want to uninstall this and do it. Gosh, is that a lot of work?
What's that? The Stream Deck stuff?
No, OBS. Like OBS is just like falling apart on me. I don't know why my audio is not working properly. Like it's working for everyone else, but I can't hear it even though I have monitor output.
I see. So dude mentions that its response time is increasing after 1 to 2 hours in Apollo Studio. Only redeploy helps, so that's interesting. So one thing I would ask is like maybe to try to help isolate the problem or the source of the problem, is try opening up or try sending requests to your API in Postman or in like a GraphQL playground or something like that. So you can maybe like you can figure out whether it's a problem with your API or with Apollo Studio.
Yeah.
If you send some name the same and you're not seeing response time, then that points to an issue in Apollo Studio, I would think.
Yeah.
If you're seeing the same behavior, that points to an issue with your API.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, it sounds like, so generally the thing when the same request starts taking longer and longer over, it sounds like a memory leak. Like sometimes, like that's the most common cause. So your memory is just slowly being eaten up and eaten up and eaten up, and then eventually the service is no longer on because no memory left on your server. That is generally the first thing to look out for. Now, as far as like how to find memory leak, that's not always fun. But yeah, a common, as Kyle mentioned, so common things that can cause that are like DB connections being like redone over and over again, or yeah. I don't think it would be that. It's interesting. Like memory leaks happen in ways. Without seeing more of it, it's hard to tell. Like how well if it's a data source and you're only talking to other REST, kind of fishy. Um, but yeah, that's tough to figure out. If you have this code available, so definitely DM it to look. But it's very hard to just say like off the top of the head what it could possibly. Yeah. Yeah. It's most likely something. Oh, cool. npm install is done. Yeah, memory leaks are a big. All right,
Mhm.
refresh. All right, so our we got these libraries, so they're installed. So let's see what the docs say is next. Yeah, so it exports this really cool component called with authenticator, and then you wrap your app with authenticator. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Some higher order component
yeah, it's a higher order
stuff going on
component.
here.
You got it. So here we're
I've been
exporting.
using
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I just did not super relevant, but I've been using Next.js recently. Been like playing around with Next
Yeah.
and they're like the way that Next plugins work is mostly higher order components wrapping your Next config object. And it's been a long time, I mean, yeah, it has been a long time since I've used higher order components in my apps. But yeah, it's kind of fun seeing that pattern cropping up again.
Yeah, it's like in rare cases, I think like they do still serve like a good purpose.
Mhm.
But it's like rare the use cases. Oops, this should actually be up.
Yeah, with hooks, it's like rare to see it in a React app
For sure.
anymore. But I mean that pattern still exists in other places, like decorating a next config.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah, so I mean, it might not be a memory issue. So my next question is, are like when you say studio, are you using dev graphs? Like, is that where you're seeing the slowdown? And it's the most interesting part is that you have to restart your server in order to get it to work again, which like making me think not studio related. We can't say that for sure. But I'm just curious, are you using like a dev graph or is this like in which way are you
Yeah, I think trying out some requests using Postman or some other like request testing service would get to the bottom of that.
Yep.
Um, when diagnosing this kind of thing, I often like to think of it as like you're performing an investigation, and it's your job to eliminate suspects. So you have if you're it's like if you're a detective on a case, you want to like eliminate suspects from the the people who you're suspecting of committing the crime. You yeah you want to like get to the bottom of that as soon as possible. Like get rid of the things that are not affecting it for sure, and then uh, get closer to the final solution as a result.
Yeah. All right, so real quick asking just what dev graphs are. So I just want to show real quick like what the um so what I'm talking about is I go to I have dev graphs, which means these are graphs that are like just connected to local hosts. Like they're not like deployed in studio. It sounds more like you're talking about the tracing metrics that are showing up late. So I'd also be interested in the configuration for production server and how that is working. But yeah, could not connect to developments. That's interesting. Let me stop this. But yeah, so it sounds like you're not using dev graphs. It sounds like what you're talking about. Oops, I closed it already. Is like you're checking the tracing inside of studio and noticing that these requests are long. If that's the case, let me know. And then it might just be better to just like have a conversation about this. Like DM me on Twitter and we can figure it out because it sounds like it's something we'll probably not be able to figure out here on the fly, unfortunately. But yeah, hit me up if you dive deeper. I'd like to help you get it figured out. All right, so starting the app back up. This is the one thing about like if you have to stop the React Native app. Oh my goodness. Do a lot of waiting. Have
Yeah, music's playing.
cool. So annoying that I don't have music. I want to listen.
You don't have
It's
music?
just not. It's there. It's going through the stream. It's going to you. It's going to everybody except for me.
Are you using Wavelink or Loopback?
Using loopback. Well, I mean, right now I should be hearing what everyone hears on stream. Like I have it set to be silent from loopback or wavelength. Like nothing comes through there, and then I have it all come through the stream, so I hear exactly what everyone else is hearing, so they know that correct.
Yeah.
Whatever reason today, OBS just does not want me to hear it. I've not changed anything. Yeah.
I think it would. Wouldn't it be a problem with Loopback and not OBS?
No. No, it would not. But look at that. We got authentication.
Oh, wow. That was easy.
That was easy. So we didn't actually write any code. So I don't
Okay, so we just wrapped our home with this with authenticator hook.
Yep.
Not hook, sorry. Higher order component. Yep. And damn. That's pretty cool. Now can we configure this thing? Like maybe we could just change the button color or something like that.
We can change the button color. We can change where it says username to be email because we picked email specific for our login. But this gives us the entire flow, right? So we could have it not do phone number. We can get rid of that. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at that. I hope it talks about that next. 'Cause I don't remember how to do that.
Kurt, can you share this Metro Bundler?
Oh yeah, the URL
with me on VS. Also, the music is a little bit loud again for some reason.
I could just quit. What's going on? I have it at like minimalist. How's that?
I can't hear the stream audio. I just hear the music.
Yeah.
Now I can't. Now I can't hear it.
Something's going wrong with my computer and my audio.
There we go. That's pretty good.
Too high?
What do you guys think, chat?
It's not the same for
audio.
Them.
Oh, it's not the same for them as it is for me, huh? All right.
You want it lower?
Would it help uncomplicate things if no, this is perfect for me. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Kyle, I've tried that before.
Work well.
Still not working for me for some reason.
All right, so I have to go figure out. There's like a API.
Xander says music is barely audible on his end.
Of course it
is. If we just you can change the audio levels on both separately. My mic or my ears and the chat's ears, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So chat needs a little bit more. Okay.
I boosted it already. You know how that goes.
All right.
Otherwise I quit. With authenticator, that's what I don't know what's next, but yeah, it's like very frustrating, and like different songs have different volumes. Like such a pain in the butt.
What's going on?
The Spotify volume has turned up. like in the app, it's at full now, where I normally have it
Uh-huh.
set to half. I can't hear it at all, but then it was still too quiet for y'all, and then or too quiet for chat and too loud for you. It's like they keep changing. Audio settings keep changing. Anyway, regardless, it's like such a big. Yeah, I believe I have that set, Xander. I have that set. Here. Thanks, Corey. There we go.
Who's helping us out today here?
This is written by Corey. I gotta back. I'll drop
Corey
this.
O'Corey.
Yeah. Corey Muller. That's what I'm going with.
All right. Shout out.
Got that right, Corey. But thank you. Your work is. So, what we gotta do here.
Muller.
Now we come here. Second parameter. Oh no, I copied the.
And just paste the link to your favorite Medium article.
Yo. Advanced books about GraphQL. Yeah, there's two that I
Absolutely.
really highly recommend. Are you gonna?
I think we were both thinking of the same one.
Yeah, you gonna go grab those links?
Yeah, I'll.
Actually, there's three. Shoot.
So
now there's three.
Okay, so here's one. I'm gonna paste a link to Production Ready GraphQL by my fellow countryman Marc-Andre Giroux, and I'll find the links for the other ones that Kurt's gonna mention.
Yeah. All right. So the other one is gonna be. So you got Learning GraphQL. Do that one. Oh, you wanted advanced.
Is that for advanced?
Advanced. No, yeah. Sorry. The other one is Mandy's book. Advanced GraphQL with React.
And what's the one that Advanced GraphQL with Apollo and React? Boom. Here, check that out. Okay. The Spotify or the music in my headphones just got louder.
No.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, I haven't touched anything.
I know.
I'm gonna turn.
I wonder if it's a Skype thing. Yeah, just turn it off for me.
Off for you. That's.
I'll deal with my own music. It's very strange.
It's just too many. It's probably just like too many apps all trying to like control. You know this. Dude, I have it set to 4% for.
So strange. I don't even know.
I don't know either, but it's really driving me up the wall. I just need to update to like Big Sur. I feel like Mac is just like, oh, you're not gonna update? We're just gonna destroy everything.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. So hidden defaults. We want to hide phone number. We've got that part. But now the next thing is I want to change where it says username. Oh wait, I want to hide. Like we only want them to do. I've done this. I have myself. Dashboard. All right. Actually, I don't think this is React Native. Weather. I forgot I made this. So pretty. That. I made this fun app that tells you the weather, and
Yeah.
it gives you a GIF, like a related GIF to the weather.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. You know, it's like if you're into that kind of thing. So let's go to GitHub. And repository. Weather. Okay, Amplify. This is app.js. Hey, with authenticator, amplify theme. Okay, okay, this is all starting to come together. Okay, okay. All right, look at this. Got a whole theme here we can copy. But what
I love the going through past work and being like, okay, what was I like? You have to like put yourself in your previous self's shoes.
Yeah.
You're like, what was I thinking here?
Yeah, it's just they don't have it documented well, like how to. Here we go.
Okay.
Username, attributes, email, sign up config, hidden. This is what I'm
Perfect.
after. This is
Cool.
Step one. Let's take this, and then look at this null theme, noise. So it is fast,
All right.
but can be painful. So let's change this. Oh, missing.
Okay. Is Gwether a thing that I can download?
No, it's not released to this. You can build it and run it. You can install it if you have Expo.
Can I build it, run it, and release it to the store?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So here we go.
Gwether by Trevor
Sign
Blades.
into your account, email, password, and if we do sign up, email, password. Perfect. Progress.
I love it.
Now we want to change.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we want to change some colors though, right? I should link to.
Yeah.
Right. We might as well while we're here.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it. I think that would be fun. What color are we thinking for this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, we've done purple before, right?
Yeah.
We did teal. Kind of out. Go with like a hot pink.
Yeah.
Or like a salmon, or you know, something in that range.
I like salmon.
I like salmon too. Like both the color
salmon
and
sounds delicious.
the food. Yeah, so I'm totally down with salmon.
Okay.
Blurple. Blurple's nice too.
Blurple would be good.
Yeah, Blurple's good.
What's an example of a good Blurple company?
Ooh,
I guess Apollo's brand color is kind of Blurple.
It's very blurply. These streams layouts are kind of blurry. Not the background, but definitely the bottom border is actually pretty blurry.
True.
Like where it has the sticker and the other stuff.
Yeah.
Should we use that?
Yeah, let's use the stream brand.
Okay, all right. So,
Blurple and orange. How about that?
Okay, Blurple and orange. I like
it. Just rip it straight out of the.
I have to go get those colors from guess where. GitHub.
From your github.com/Kemple.
Oh, it's always from a previous project. 90% of reason to put your code into that. Boom. All right. Okay. Apollo stream helpers. Client. Source. This is how this is built, y'all. So this app is the app that powers the stream. Oh, I want to see if it fixes the title yet. Launchpad layout. Nope. Something's just actually broken with that. Oh, I wonder if my token has finally expired. For the Google API. I bet. I'll have to check. I don't have time right now.
Oh, I see. Like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
If I get a null response, that's the default title. So I like as a placeholder. So I'm gonna change that from that as well. Okay. So if we go into scenes, actually app, I want to template. Oh no, so I have to go in template, which is where is C? Where do I even get that from? Oh, component C. He codes sometimes. Boom. Here we go. Look at that. Laid out for us. Nice and well, that actually gives us the orange. That's not going to give us. We can get that. But first, before we do that, I need to jump back over here because we need to like copy what is here for this. Colors. Constant. Yikes. Well, we'll rip all of that out.
Okay.
We won't need all of that, but we will need some. Here we're going to say boom. So we've got that. We need to import Amplify theme. Got that now. Now let's just like take out things we don't care. We don't care.
So Amplify theme just gives us all of the like the defaults, right?
Yeah, it's like taking a in Chakra when you configure your theme there. It's like here's the default. So like Amplify theme. I don't think we actually use any of the colors, but yeah, it basically just allows us to switch that up. But what we
so
go ahead.
Well, I just had a question. Like here, we spread the whole Amplify theme on top,
Yep.
but then we wrap the rest of our theme overrides in a style sheet create.
Yes.
And then like spread Amplify theme container and stuff in here. Wouldn't this also mean that there's a container out here?
No. So
or will style sheet create
Yep.
create all of those keys? Like this is essentially just going to spit out another object.
It's going to spit out another object. Container will be a root property for that. And the reason we have to spread Amplify theme here at the root is because we're not using all of the things here, right? So if we just did style sheet create and just return these, what's inside of the create is only the things we're overriding. So we would lose a lot of styles. We don't also spread out the initial theme. But then because we're doing things at a lower level, we have to again spread at each level because I mean it's JavaScript objects, like it's not doing a deep like merge, right?
Right.
So we have to kind of handle that ourselves.
I'm just wondering what's the difference of doing this here versus this?
Because what style sheet create returns is not actually like a clean object. So style sheet is like an API that has a lot of like helpers to help optimize the styles that you create. It will reuse styles. So what you actually get back is like a bunch of like hashes and stuff like that. Like it's like really interesting. We could console log out like the response of a style sheet.create, what it does, but it's like this whole own API for dealing with styles.
Got you. Okay, cool. Yeah, the main thing I was the reason I was asking this is because like you mentioned Chakra, and before the most recent version I would do this a lot. Like I would say like merge, like this would be import merge from Lodash merge, and then I would just merge like default theme with overrides. And but because we have to use this style sheet create, this pattern is not available to us.
You got it. And it's like
cool.
Yeah, it's just a lot different because of how React Native treats styles. Like it's not like CSS, right? And it's not
true. This
yeah.
style sheet is coming from React Native.
Yep. Exactly, because at the end of the day, it's going to convert this to styles that work for either Android or iOS. So what we end up with, some of the code is JavaScript, but at the view layer, all the styling and all the view and text and those different primitives, they turn into Android and iOS view configuration. So yeah, it's just like totally different. Robbie K's, thank you for the follow. Flipping in there. Yeah, so that's why I have to do that, but we're not going to change a lot of this. So we're going to get rid of the container. To be honest, the only thing we're really going to mess with is the button background color for now, right? Like, and then put labels, something else where we changed, I believe. Oh, I guess like confirm a code and sign in. We also want that to change. Leave button. Oh, section footer link can go. So we want those. We can get rid of input. We're not gonna go through and like do there. Let's get rid of that. That leaves us with our button, and then for background color, tint color. This is actually, let me go copy that. That's gonna go away. That's gonna be our. Is that gonna be the blurple? Gonna be the tint color, like for the buttons and stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back here, and I need to go get blurple from. Oh, see, look. So here's the thing. So we're not getting a current stream title. So it's dropping in AMA with developer experience team because I was using that for testing. I should probably make that a better default.
Yeah. Works for us now, though.
Stickers? Yeah. Yeah, you have heard stickers. So I have these.
I'll catch you later, Kyle. If I don't know if I'm late or if you sent that message a while ago.
No, Kyle. Yeah.
Enjoy
your day, bud. Thanks for coming and chilling with us. So we have these stickers on my finger. Focus on my finger. There we go.
There we go.
Real friends.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, real friends share terminals. And a little red panda holding the terminal.
I need that.
Yeah.
I need that so bad.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to make these available to everybody eventually. That's the goal. But whenever someone comes on stream, I got a whole backlist of people to send them to because I share my terminal with them, which is like a real sign of trust, you know. So it's like real friends share terminals. So it was like a joke that happened on here a while ago, and we turned it into a sticker. So yeah.
Hey Kurt, the just a heads up that your webcam on OBS is flipped horizontal. It's like mirrored.
Why is it happening?
It looks good on Skype, but on OBS.
So is it backwards?
In the stream layout, it's backwards. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, real friends make backward stickers.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, I know how to fix it. It's weird because I don't have mirror on, so I'm wondering why.
And your camera is mirrorless, so
it is mirrorless. LOL. What's up, Grady lad? Okay. Either way, I'm not gonna do it. I've had enough. Quite frankly, which means my text is backwards on my shirt, so it really says Yats, a young.
Yeah, you're in.
Okay.
What's up, Grady?
Yeah,
skate spots are coming. We're
trying.
We're a little ways out from that
trying. Though. We're giving it our best. Yeah, real friends share reverse terminals. Exactly. All right, so there's our stream title. So if we come down here, upcoming streams, getting there. Oh, boom, got you. Star color. Let's jump back here. Now, everywhere we've got this, we can boom, backspace, string, paste, save.
Okay.
But it didn't work.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, there's a bunch of red in here. Can't perform React state update.
Oh, that was old.
I'm wondering.
Okay.
That
was like a thing. I'll try and. Because it is with authenticate.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't like changes to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to justify. Oh, dude, you know why?
Why?
Because we're actually not passing the theme into the high order component.
Oh, and I just shut the whole thing down. But yeah, that's a really. All right, so what we got to do is.
It's as a third or a fifth argument, right?
Yeah, the fifth.
Not the third, not the fourth,
Fifth.
but the fifth argument. And folks, this is a perfect example of why we like in cases like this, to provide an API that you specify the option as an object and not as a series of arguments. Arguments work really well when you have like a few a few things, and they're always used. But as soon as you start having these cases where like the first argument is required but the second two aren't, you put your user in these situations where they have to like provide the first argument and then undefined or null and then their third argument. And in cases like that, I always that's like the point in my mind where I'm like, okay, got to switch the shape of this config to from arguments to an object. No shade thrown against whoever the author of with Authenticator is, but this is just like my a glimpse into my own personal preference on these things.
And it's like something good here. Yeah. Not reloading. Later ready. Command D.
Oh, now it says opening.
There we go.
Awesome.
All right, so reload it and see what we got going on. Well, we just have to wait for this bundle to get to 100% from.
Okay.
No big deal. It feels like this is not coming through. One can elevator.
Let's see.
All the music is.
You know what's so funny?
Hey, it worked.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I can hear it on Skype, like loud and clear, and I'm pretty sure that we can't hear it on stream.
No.
That's all right. Audio routing is hard.
It's interesting though because like it is hard, but it's been set up, and we've done months of streams with it.
Yeah.
And just out of the blue, everything is fucking up. It's really frustrating. But anyway, we got there, but now the audio is way too loud again for the music. Okay, all right. All right, we're good. So look, it worked. We've got Blurple. It only took us 30 minutes.
All right.
Color a button.
That's all right.
No, but it actually has been very fast. So now we can sign up. So I can come here. And right, I forgot. Like I type. So let's do like a dummy test. Check. I'm gonna have to confirm it, right? So. Gotcha. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna sign up. So now it's gonna email and confirmation code. So now I gotta bring up my email, not show y'all. Gotta check my. No,
all right.
No, not hidden.
While he's doing that, Grady, do you or anybody else in the chat for that matter, skate? Yeah, I'm wondering if you're in here because of the
code, yeah.
The code, or maybe both.
I've been known that day. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got my verification copy.
All right.
And like we didn't code any of this, so y'all missed it. But on the last stream, we ran a command called Amplify add auth, and then we picked the first one, which was like use the default configuration, and we hit go and pushed it to the cloud, and that's all that we have done. Now I can come in here. Plus, check.
Cool.
And so all this Amplify set all this up. It's using AWS Cognito, which is like their identity service. Confirm the code. Boom. So now we're done. So now I'm going to sign in. So password, I think. Check. sign in, and boom, Stream is smooth. Oh, I didn't notice you changed it.
Gotcha.
I know that's very hard to see because the font size is super tiny on the monitor, but we're auth. So we have an auth wall already. So we
Okay.
just added this with Authenticator, and now this is very important because we want to set up this API. We want people to be able to add spots, but we want to make sure that like only the person who adds the spot is able to um, add like update it or remove it, but we would like everyone to be able to see the skate spots. So we needed this authentication in place. There we go. Now we're talking. We needed this authentication in place because we have to uh, have some sort of way to like personalize the model. Make sure that only the right people have right permission. Mess with it, right? You don't want people to go in and delete your skate spot or update it. Place is great, and then they go in and update it, and they're like garbage. You know,
Yeah.
too bad.
And in general, like yeah, like creating any API that's open for public submissions is like bot heaven.
Oh yeah,
So bots actually nowadays bots are quite sophisticated and they know how to create accounts and whatnot. But adding that barrier at least gives you a chance.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So having that auth wall is important for a multitude of reasons. Yeah, and now you could add personalization as well. It's like another thing you can't.
Hmm. Yeah, like you liked this ledge spot, so here's
Yeah,
a recommendation near you.
exactly. All right, so here's the deal. So now that we have this up, we need to start thinking about we want to add an API, right? We want a GraphQL API, like half the point of
Hmm.
this. So we're gonna go back to the terminal and let's go to the second one.
All
And
right,
we're
I'll
gonna run
follow you
another,
there.
yeah, we're gonna run another one. We're gonna do amplify add API. And it's gonna walk us through these steps. So
Wow.
I'm actually gonna blow this up. Go through it.
Okay.
I am so in love with this um for VS
The
Code.
midnight, are you using midnight?
The Apollo Midnight one? Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
I like it. So here we can choose between GraphQL or REST. So you don't have to do
Wow.
GraphQL. You can pick whatever you want. We're going to do GraphQL. API name, spot check. Love it. Roll with it. How will it work?
Hmm.
So you could pick API key. Like let's say you just wanted to have it like talking about bot protection. Maybe you don't need personalization, but you don't want um like folks who don't, yeah,
Unauthorized.
unauthorized spam, right? Or like people would have to have this API key in order to access your API, and you can do that. You
Right.
can also do Amazon Incognito user pool. This is what we're going to use. It's going to automatically connect to that Cognito user pool that we set up. Amplify is going to handle all that under the scene. When we define our schema and we just write mutations, it automatically knows just to do
Mm.
like who to send it to, who has permissions to view and change what. You can also do
Okay.
IAM if you're like deep within AWS. You can choose that or
That's
OpenID.
like the AWS user rules,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
the same system that you'd grant or restrict access to your AWS console,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So that is like their like permissions management system, and then OpenID
Hmm.
Connect. So if you're using an OpenID specification, or you want to like connect social platforms and stuff, you can do all of that. We could actually configure with Authenticator to support like Google login, Facebook, and like a couple others, AWS, like AWS, a couple of them. So it's really cool. So we're gonna do Amazon Cognito user pool because that's what we set up. So here's the interesting thing. Like this is all the information we have to give it and we could be done. Or if we knew we wanted to do things, we could do that. Like one of the things we could do is set up like an email thing so that on sign up you send like an email and do that stuff. It gets kind of into the weeds. I'm not going to go into that. So we're just going to say no, I'm done. And then it's going to say, do we have an
Mm.
annotated schema? We don't have one currently, so we're going to say no. Now it gives us a couple templates to choose from. Really nice API. So we can say a single object with fields, a one-to-many relationship. So you could think of blogs with posts and comments, or objects with really fine-grained access with owner-based all. So I think for simplicity's sake, we'll just start with a single object with field, right? Just to get something good.
Well, yeah. Let me just let's just think about this
Yeah.
a little bit more, because let's see. Choose a schema template.
We're gonna change
Like
it.
if we think about the structure of our content, like we're gonna have spots are like the main entity.
Yep.
And spots are gonna have like a title, description, maybe like a heat level or something like that, like likelihood of getting kicked out.
What was that called again?
But then the I like to call it like a heat level.
Yeah, that's right.
But and then then the other thing that made me reconsider the single object idea is spots are gonna have like tags or categories, like denoting the type of spot, or maybe we call it types. Like one spot may have one or many types attached to it. So this is like a ledge spot or a handrail, or maybe there's like a handrail and a hubba, or a bank and a ledge. Like there's that kind of thing. And I think for when we want to like provide part of the experience that would be nice to provide is like filtering by type, so you can like show only ledge spots.
Yeah. So what it's interesting because what's being used under the hood is DynamoDB, which is like a NoSQL database. So I would normally agree that like, yeah, we might need that, but really in this case we could just have a field called types and we can create an enum,
and it could just be a string.
It could be an enum. We could even create the enum in the schema, and it could be that enum, and then you could still filter by types. Like we can configure, we can index by types, all of that, just with a single model.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, and we can always change this and expand it as we go. So if we do decide that we need another type, we can just update the schema, push those changes, and it will like draw those connections between those two DynamoDB for us. Powerful.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's do a single object with, and it's just a template that it's going to give us. So it's probably trying to open in VS Code right now. Look. Oops. So normally it tries to, yeah, this is weird. It's like hanging. No, terminal. So it normally tries to like open up VS Code and open up the schema. Have not worked. There we go.
Okay. It just took a second.
Yeah, it did. All right. A template. So now, do we want to edit the schema now? Yes, we did.
Okay.
Now it should open up. Boom. Schema GraphQL.
Let's go Amplify.
Yep. So it's opened up this file. Now we can have this. We'll call this spot. It's going to have an ID. It will have a name. Definitely a description. I think probably like a location, and what location is equal to probably like a Latin long, right? Like the location type.
Oh, is this a GraphQL scalar, or is this specific within Amplify?
Location? Oh, we're gonna make it. It's just you could define.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is so it's a spec compliant schema that we are creating just with custom directives, actually just like implementing Federation. So Amplify will read like this at model, and we can add at auth and at index and all these different properties to directives, and it will pull it out and then know what to do with those behind the scenes. But what it will actually create, we'll look at the output later, is a schema compliant, or sorry, a spec compliant GraphQL. What will it?
Okay.
So we're gonna have our type spot, and we're gonna have name, location. So let's come down here and add our type location, which is gonna have lat, which is int or a long. I can't or float, right? It has like dots in it.
I think it's just yeah, right. It would be float.
So that's gonna be a float, and then we know we want tags. Tags is going to be an array of tag.
I think you could just do like Pascal case tag, yeah. And then this would be like enum tag, and we'd say like give it a few ledge, stairs, oops,
rail,
handrail, flat bar, bank, hubba.
What else?
Manual.
What's a hubba?
A hubba is like a ledge going down a stair set.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
What's a manual pad? I'm not familiar with that.
It would just be like a flat.
Oh, something you can manual
flat
on.
box, something you can manual. Yeah. Maybe we just call it manual. Yeah. What else? There's like hip, quarter, spine, curb.
Yeah. Curb.
There are like, yeah, curb is legit. Like there's a whole curb skating scene. Yeah. One of my buddies that I used to work with at my last job, he was like he's like part of the San Francisco like curb skating.
Awesome.
Crew, yeah. Slappy, yeah, you got it. I'm gonna say curb is like a slappy spot essentially.
What else? Oh, like what do you call it? Like parking garage, like downhill, like
hill bomb.
Yeah, hill bomb. Else.
I think this is probably pretty good to start off with. I don't think we missed anything too crazy.
Yeah, we're not gonna upset anybody here.
We can just put also like ramp as a nice catch-all, wall ride. Like, yeah, good call, great. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like spots that I've been to. I think this is probably good.
Yeah, I think this is good. I think we've got like more than a. So let's save this. But now we've got two things to take care of. Number one is so we see this model directive going to tell AWS, right? It's going to create a CloudFormation template that's going to spin up a DynamoDB table to represent this model. But there's a couple things we want to do. One is we want to lock down permission. We want only the author to be able to edit or delete, but we want everyone to be able to read. So we have to look up. I have to figure out how to do that. Second thing is we're going to want to index not only by name, and not really by location. We'll want to index by name and tags. Figure that out as well. So let's tackle auth first. Let's go into the docs. To the docs.
I'm just gonna move these to this spot there.
Okay. So we've gotten through this state. Now we want GraphQL transform library. This is so they're called transforms, essentially, is the what they call these directives, right? Because it's going to transform your schema in some way. So we've got model, auth, connections, searchable. That's what we're going to use to do the indexing. So we're going to start to go through those. So I think they have examples of how to do, hopefully, because otherwise this is going to. Yes. So you can do things like no subscriptions, so we can turn off subscriptions and mutations. And so like a post you can only get, so that means like you wouldn't be able to create them from any client, right? You know, oh man, Tony Hawk Pro Skater bringing back memories. If you want to change, it will automatically add created at and updated at properties for you. But if you want to rename them, you can rename them here. And then all right, so here we go. So model, we need to get past model. We've got that figured out. What we really care about is auth right now. I could probably go.
So Kurt, will this? Do you mind pasting a link to this in the chat or something?
Absolutely.
It's just so I can read through as well. But do I have this right? Where like we create our schema, and then Amplify will generate all the resolvers for us, or will we have to create the resolvers as well?
No. It's going to generate. So by specifying a model, it's going to create all of the CRUD operations. So all the mutations for updating, creating, and deleting. It will create all the reads for us, and if we specify indexes, it will also like create special queries for the searching by those indexes. So it's going to. So it's interesting. I'll show you. Like what we're writing is like a shorthand, almost like a blueprint, and then we're gonna get outputted a very large schema that's going to contain all this stuff for us. So like a good point is we're going to use this auth rules here, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. But then what's going to happen is I wanted to show the example of the outputted. I was going to show it some here somewhere.
Yeah, I it's like magic. I'm amazed that like, yeah, this provides a really simple interface for us to just like define our needs, and then you know we can trust that Amplify will provide the actual code. What are you looking for here?
I was looking for the outputted code, like what it outputs, but it's not showing us. But it will show us here. Go back to model towards the bottom.
Yeah, Manny in chat says this seems exactly like GraphCool. And I was actually I never got into GraphCool, or that was already not a thing when I first learned GraphQL. But they turned into Prisma, right?
Yes. GraphCool
turned into Prisma, and then Prisma 1 turned into Prisma 2, and now they don't even like now they're not tied to GraphQL at all anymore.
No, and so I think the fundamental differences are a few things. Yeah, they're not tied to GraphQL anymore. It's actually Prisma is an amazing ORM now.
Yeah,
really good at. But yeah, so the difference between like GraphCool and something like this is two things. It's the kind of like the progressive disclosure of complexity. So what we're doing right now is like the most magic black boxy thing that we take an input schema. So we have this input schema document with like a couple different fields, and it will generate schema parts for us. So like I'm actually going to link this in chat so that you can open it as well.
Thanks.
And this will show you what it will generate, which is actually a very large spec compliant GraphQL schema. Now the difference is two things. One is what actually gets outputted, like aside from this, is CloudFormation. So if you decide you don't want to use Amplify anymore, not doing it, you're still just using AWS's infrastructure and code solution. So what Amplify does is really just generate these CloudFormation templates, and when you call push, it puts them onto AWS to deploy those services, right? So it's infrastructure as code, which is a good practice and the preferable way to do things on AWS, right? If you take applications and stuff, they're going to push you to CloudFormation. Most consistent way to create repeatable environment, right? So that's that. So the second thing is you're building on top of AWS infrastructure. So like AppSync is using under the hood like AWS's load balancing, right? And DynamoDB, which is used by the largest companies in the world,
Hmm.
right? So like scaling is not an issue, and it's all serverless. Yes, you can eject because you literally just stop using Amplify and now you're just using CloudFormation templates. So the thing
Cool.
is, down the line, and just use Apollo server. And so no, that's where it kind of gets tricky because it's going to auto generate these resolvers and all this stuff for you, but it's all specific to AppSync. But you would have to rewrite your API layer, but everything else is reusable. Like you still need those backing databases, you still need Cognito, you still need all those. So while you do end up using AppSync, but AppSync has all of the, when I talk about this progressive closure of complexity, that goes into AppSync as well. It can build these resolvers for us, or we can use like the at function directive and specify our own result, right? We can point it to our own result.
Hmm.
There's also something called VTL templates you can use to change the input and output of a different operation with AppSync. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, but no, as with most systems, eject only gets you so far. It's like if you're using create React app, you can eject, but it's still a React app. Like you can't port that to Vue easily. You can't port it to something else easily. So no, if you start with AppSync, you're going to use AppSync unless you want to start over and build this functionality yourself through something like Apollo Server. That's that's one of the things that you have to consider. Do you need full control? So yeah. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, after they shut down. But I would say you're probably in a lot better place of yeah, exactly. But you never know. Like you never know what services get shut down and won't. And I would
Hmm.
still say that something to take into consideration. And this is the pros and cons that you have to weigh. Like I can move fast in the beginning. I can build on scalable technologies, right? And I can worry about migrating away from just my API later at a later date. Because like I said, DynamoDB is still there and all that other stuff is still there. So you don't even have to do an all for one. You can spin up your own Apollo server and just start doing it query by mutation by subscription because you still have all that AWS infrastructure that both services can talk to. Nothing that says that they can't. So yeah.
Yeah,
Auth Zero,
that's
thank you
cool.
for the raid. Yeah, we just got
Yo,
raided. What up? But
thanks,
yeah,
Otho.
yeah. I
Take
always
care,
say that
Grady.
too.
Thanks for
But it's
dropping by.
Auth Zero. I'm the worst. I always say Auth O.
Dude,
My bad, y'all. Auth
I
Zero.
I called it Auth Zero before we started hanging out, and then I like
My
adopted
fault.
your
My
your
fault.
naming of Otho.
I'm so sorry.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
but Auth Zero in the house. Thank you for the raid. Um, yeah, so to answer that question, kind of, it depends on what your needs are. If you know right from the bat that like you're gonna have to do things inside of this API that won't fit within, uh, um, like a pre-built solution, then yeah, and that just comes with like vetting the technology and weighing the pros and cons and figuring out what your restrictions are, what your requirements are, and picking the Anton Libby. Yeah, everyone's in the chat. What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming
Yo.
to hhang out.
Also, thanks, Man17 for the follow.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, we love it. But yeah, so that's kind of how this works, right? It takes this input schema document, which is still technically compliant, other than directives that wouldn't be read, but that's fine. Introspection doesn't even give you directives, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's where we're at. Yeah,
What's up,
yeah.
Patrick?
So late. Yeah. Don't worry, we haven't gotten too far. Set up some basic stuff. Yeah. Exactly. You would have to write the resolvers anyway. What you get is like the scalability. Like AppSync is actually a serverless GraphQL. So you don't have to worry about
Hmm.
will it scale. Now, when you start using things like searchable, what we build here, that's actually going to use Elasticsearch, or like I forget what AWS um uh Elasticsearch like solution is called. I can't remember. But yeah, so you have to look at the pricing, right? That's the other thing you have to consider, pricing. But yeah. All right, so getting back to this, let's go back to auth because that's where we're trying to set up some authorization. And what we want, if we take a look here, is we're going to want an auth rule. We're going to want to allow certain things. And then I think there's really the operation going to just go look. Let's just, they'll have examples for us. So the first one, the easiest one, is allow owner. And this is just like, this would lock it down so that each spot, let's copy this. What would happen if I add this? We were to push this. Now, only the owner, so like the person who creates the spot, would be able to read it, would be able to update it, delete it, all of those things. Only that person. Now we're in a situation. That's what we want for creating, updating, and deleting, but not for the read. We want to be able to read all spots, right?
Publicly.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to figure out how to do that. So I think what we need is, here we go. They've kind of already set this up for us. So allow owner. So now it looks like we have to do the operation. So if I copy this and we take out read, that should give us what we take out read. Got what you. All right. So if we do this, save that. So now what this is saying is allow the owner for these operations. In theory,
okay.
Now when I create, so now when it comes time to read all spots, right? Like all of that, those should be available to everyone. And anybody can read it, but only the owner can, like, update or delete.
Okay, wait, can we so wait, create, update, and delete are
locked to the owner.
Things that only the owner can do. And then this implicitly also means that whatever's not included in this list is allowed by the public?
Exactly. Not by the public.
Okay.
You would still have to be technically authorized, but any authorized user. None of this will be public because we've specified we're going to use Cognito user pools, so they have to be a logged in user.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Wow, something smells so good.
Downstairs?
Yeah, something's being cooked. I'm so far away from the kitchen.
Boy.
I don't know what it is. Okay. All right. Anyway.
The anticipation.
I mean, right now it just smells like garlic and onions, but
Dude, give me garlic and onions all day.
Any day. Okay. So yeah, so in theory, that part is done. But now we have one more part because we searchable, right? We already know we're gonna want to search on these tags. So that's gonna be the next step, is figuring out what we need. So index your maybe we don't need tag. Maybe just use for induction with a model. The first field will list, always be the hash key. Yep. If two fields, oh no, this is not what we want. I've gone down this road before, and that is not what we want. Yeah, make your data search. This is what we want. So let's say you had a situation where you want to search with something that's reliant on like two fields. Like maybe one of the fields could be the same, like it could have the same name, so you have to like combine two things together to make like your search index, like whatever your index key is going to be. That's what the actually, it's a lot like key fields in Apollo Client.
Right. Yeah, like for Federation, you mean?
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, for Federation and Apollo Client now has key like 3, where you can specify like what fields matter for like the but yeah, so we want to make our data searchable. Did I click on? Here we go. Yeah, so this searchable directive, that's it. Oh, it is Amazon Elastic. Yep. So now what will happen is, like on creates and reads and deletes, or updates, sorry, on creates, updates, and deletes, it will also pipe that information into Elasticsearch for us. So we'll have our DynamoDB table. but they will also get a search query that won't even talk to DynamoDB. It will talk to this Elasticsearch. The amount of infrastructure that this is about to create for us behind the scenes is actually really impressive. I don't know if it's clicked quite yet, like how many different services we'd already have to connect together by ourselves in order to make this work. It's actually pretty astounding.
Right. Yeah, like if we were to build this kind of system from scratch, it would yeah. And you know, there's one thing, like spin up a really simple bare system, but what we get for free is far from bare bones here. Like we're getting like a really robust solution with relatively no work.
Exactly. And so here they do give you a billing warnings. Got to be careful with that. So like we'll have to be very careful with how we use. I don't end up paying $1 million.
Expense it.
Yeah,
Expense
exactly.
the $1 million.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Yeah, so this is going to get streamed. So I think if we just add searchable, but I thought you could specify the terms to like, not, to make it a bit. Like, so you wouldn't incur so much. So it wouldn't try to index everything because your objects could be quite large. But I guess not. I guess it's just at searchable. Yeah. But, okay. Makes our life easier. You've got this.
Make your data searchable. This is the API doc that we're looking at right now. By the way, chat.
Awesome. Thank
you. Want to follow along?
So this, in theory, should be it. We should be done. So the next steps, it says here.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's just it'd be like that, huh?
It'd be like that. So we should be done. Wow. So the next thing that we want to do, we're gonna run Amplify push. Well, first I'm gonna run Amplify step.
Okay. I see this. Is this like the changes that we've made since the last push?
Yeah, it should essentially show us the state that our local Amplify configuration is in. Like what services are we using? What state are they in? So we're on our development environment. We have auth, which has no change. Makes sense. And then we've created this API. So essentially that is the state that we are in, but why did it not like...
Right. Maybe it's got more info.
Out of it as well. What
is... Yeah. Let me out. Aborted. Oh, aborted.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because that is
it's like the opposite of that Eric Andre gif. Let me in.
So now that that's done, we can run Amplify push. And so actually, before we do that really quick, this back down. Right. I want to go here and look at some. So if you notice, we have this API folder now, right? And what we're working in here is schema.graphql. This is the file that we're editing. If I, however, go into build and look at this schema.graphql, oh, well, it hasn't done it yet because we haven't pushed, but so it's still on the, this is going to get overridden and will become like what our official, actual, like spec compliant GraphQL API is. Does that make sense?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's run it and maybe it'll make more sense.
So it's gonna take
when it's going
this schema and then read all the custom directives out of it and export a new schema inside of build. That will be the actual representation of GraphQL. All the things like if we open up Playground, that's what we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tricky.
Cool.
And now we wait.
Did you ever play have you ever heard of the game SSX Tricky?
No.
Oh boy, it was a doozy. It's like a crazy like snowboarding video game with like over the top tricks and flying around and all this
That
stuff.
sounds cool.
Good time.
And so here it asks us real quick, like, hey, are we sure? And like, yeah, we're sure. We know what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and here's the last part. Do you want to generate code? So it will generate all the client-side queries, mutations, descriptions. Yes.
All the client side ones. So
Yeah.
like
Code
in our
generation.
app, it'll
Yep.
actually like create with Apollo client or with their own service.
It's doing it. I don't know. I it's not
I
generating the
guess we'll find out.
types. Yeah, but I don't think it uses the Apollo client library under the hood. I don't know which one to generate the type.
Okay.
Enter the file name pattern. Oh yeah. We don't have a source. I believe all of our. So last time I tried this, it didn't work. So I'm gonna do GraphQL
/*/star.js.
Yep, because
Okay.
we don't have a source.
Right. We just want to give it a glob.
Yeah. Boom. Oh, so statement depth. How many levels of fields can you go down in your? Say 6. That's what I like. But it will even handle that for you. So like to prevent like cyclical, resolvers. What's that called?
Circular dependencies.
Circular dependence.
Maybe.
Yeah, thank you. Pretty much it. Yeah, exactly. So someone can't do like author, posts, and just like,
Yes.
End up with this huge query.
Forever.
Yeah. There's like a name for it. Something depth attack. But yeah, we waited.
I like that. Sounds like some like what was that Jules Verne novel, like 33,000 Leagues Under the Sea or
30,000
something like
leagues
that?
under the sea. N+1 problem.
30,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, N+1 problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's I guess it's the N+1 attack then. There was like a query depth attack. There's like a name for when people do it malicious. Like
Depth
yeah,
attack.
because there's like an N+1 problem, which is could end up making so many requests, but people will actually do it to like DDoS your service.
I see. We don't like that.
We don't like DDoS.
Cool. So they're updating everything on AWS now.
Yeah. So what happened?
I guess they're like spinning up some CloudFormation things, or
yeah. So the creates are in progress. So it's creating the updated schema. It's gonna create the CloudFormation templates that we need. Then it's gonna push those in S3 bucket in AWS, and then AWS will use those. We'll read that out and spin up the service, spin up our app sync.
Got you. All right.
How much it will cost will depend on usage. Manny Ballerino. Bellerix, right? Manny, but yeah. Manny, yeah. It's all serverless. So AppSync is serverless. Even like the most expensive part that you would hit. Nice, I got it. Will be the Elasticsearch that we set up. AppSync itself is pretty cheap. There's a free tier. I would definitely check it out. No fixed costs. No fixed costs. If there's 0 requests, you pay $0.
I am going to go fill up my water bottle.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I would check out the pricing. Just Google like AppSync pricing. Check it out. Google Amazon Elasticsearch pricing. But yeah, that's the whole deal with serverless. Like it's meant to be literally like only pay for what you use. And so yeah, the goal there is if there's no usage, there's no cost, which is cool because like it puts you in this world where like if you do like experience hockey stick growth, like at that point hopefully you're also monetizing in some way, have some kind of funding or something. So yeah, but if you're just testing this out, using it locally, you build a to-do app and run a couple commands, you're gonna have a very negligible bill, like cents, and then you have the DynamoDB costs. Which that.
Yeah, I remember my first introduction to AWS billing was I worked for an advertising agency in, I think this was like 2008 or no, sorry, this was 2012 probably.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to put on this like live streamed event. This was before Twitch and all this stuff, and we like had a we had to have some kind of like server running. I forget exactly what the details were, but we had to have some server running on EC2 on Amazon, and that was going to be our like live streaming server.
Yeah.
And I was like, I before the project, I'd never done anything like this, never used Amazon before, and my bosses wanted an estimate of how much it would cost to run this thing, and I'd only ever run like private servers before, like conventional, like paid hosting
Yeah.
stuff, and I gave them some wild ballpark, probably like $800 to $1,100, like everything considered, and we ran this thing, and the total bill came out to like 275, like $2.75.
Yeah.
And everybody was shocked. My bosses thought that like it was amazing. Oh, good job, Trevor.
That's hilarious.
All this stuff. Yeah, I in their head, like,
Yeah.
I saved the company
Yeah.
like hundreds of dollars.
So, fun fact: there's a plugin for Amplify that was created on top of the AWS video streaming platform, so you can like build a video streaming app. Uh,
Oh
this
yeah.
also is connected to like Poly and all the other ML services. You can do like translations, transcriptions, reading text out of
Wow.
images, AI targeting in images, like all kind of stuff like that. Content, so like file uploads, you can run them through the service and check to make sure that there's nothing untoward being uploaded. Like if we wanted to support pictures for this, we could do that and get all that
Yeah,
checked.
and we might very well want to support pictures. Like the an ideal workflow for this app would be like it had if when you're adding a spot, part of adding the spot is like it like it's like posting to Instagram or something. Like your whole, your UI on your phone is taken over by the camera UI, and then you take a picture and then you title it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
add more pictures, more angles, stuff like that. That would make this app legit.
Yeah, you can do all that. Yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, so dude also brought up a point which is like serverless is cheap. Yeah, but API gateway runs in front of that for the HTTP request. So this is actually using AppSync, and like they kind of package that up. So if you're paying for AppSync, you don't pay for the load balancing and the other stuff separately. You just are paying for the requests of AppSync. Same thing with subscriptions, like scalable subscriptions. You don't have to deal with that at all. And yeah, I mean, when you think about it, 1,000,000 requests for $4 is pretty cheap.
Yeah,
Billion, a lot of requests.
that is a whole lot.
Yeah, and at that point, if you're
Yeah.
getting 1,000,000 requests, I think they deserve $4. Like, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
fine. Take my money.
yeah,
You've served me well.
yeah. Now where
If you
this,
get a million requests and your shit doesn't fall over,
yeah, exactly.
that's worth $4
Yeah.
right there.
Now where this gets like tricky is like when you want to make like an open API, right? Like maybe COVID tracking data or something. You want to make it available to everyone. You want to scale, but you can't really afford like the costs.
You don't have a revenue model.
Yeah. There's no revenue model. Then yes, I definitely agree. But yeah, if you're getting up to 1,000,000 requests, in a billing cycle, yeah, hopefully you found a way to. So this takes a while, as you can tell, but also it's also doing a lot of stuff like a lot higher right now.
Yeah.
Because of actually, so a lot of companies do. AWS has like a lot of credits and stuff for open source. GitHub also does that for education. And
Netlify does it too.
Netlify, a lot of companies. nonprofit programs as well. So if you open it up under a nonprofit, you also get a lot of free credits on a lot of platforms.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll probably wrap up after this, like, our API
Yeah, that
is
sounds
set
good.
up, and that's cool because where we can kick off next time is actually connecting this API. We'll go look at it in
Mhm.
the console so we see that it's like up and exists, and then where we'll pick up will be to set up Apollo client and start messing around with some CRUD operation. But I just really
Love
want
it.
this to finish so that we can look at what has been created.
Yeah, it'll get there.
Yeah, one day.
It feels like we're right around the corner.
Gosh.
Yeah, that actually the public API thing uh, is relatable because I host this country's API. It's a really simple thing. It's not like computationally expensive or anything like that. Um, but I need it up all the time, and I want to pay as little as possible. A little while ago, I had this bright idea of moving it off of Heroku, which I pay $7 a month to host this thing, and over to Netlify and using Netlify functions for it. And that was great because Netlify, you can use serverless functions for free up to a certain amount of bandwidth.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that it was going like 3/4 of a month. I was paying nothing to host this free API, which was like, that's the ideal scenario. But then I went over the Netlify bandwidth limit, and I was even on an open source plan, and it still didn't cover this. It didn't cover was like above this amount of traffic on a serverless function, and so I went from paying $0 to paying $45 a month.
Damn.
And so I was like, oh crap, all right, well that didn't work. Went back to Heroku, so I'm on Heroku now. But now the next my next test here is actually going to be moving it over to Cloudflare Workers. So Cloudflare Workers are another serverless type of implementation, but with a few key differences. One, they're deployed on like on Cloudflare's edge network, so you have like lower latency to the API from anywhere in the world because they have these endpoints distributed across the globe. So that's a really cool thing. Whereas Heroku, my API is being served out of a server in New York. And so if you're close to New York, you get low latency. If you're in Bangalore, you have high latency. So, and the other thing is that have a very generous free tier, and then the next tier above, instead of jumping up $5 like Netlify, it goes up from from $0 $5. So even lower than Heroku lowest. So that's I'm hopeful that this is that this plan is going to pan out.
Yeah, at most, hopefully it's $5.
We'll see. Yeah, I'd happily pay $5, especially for the having my API deployed on the edge. I think that's worth my $5.
Oh, absolutely. So interesting fact. I can't believe this is still running. So, like, normally this finishes a lot faster, but I imagine it's because I'm running React Native, running the iOS simulator, running OBS, and like I even noticed your video using a little audio seems. You're fine now. It's just like every once in a while you're like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't believe this is so long. But it is also still doing a.
Yeah.
It's creating the confirmation stuff now. It's got to spin up an app sync API, spin up Dynamo, DB tables, up, create all the IAM roles behind the scenes. No, it's definitely not. I could have stopped like stagnating. I actually want.
Guess I going on like on the cloud, like how much of it has to do with request versus your computer, you know. And they said it may take a few minutes.
I mean, 2 minutes.
I'm back. Oh, I just emptied on my computer. I wonder if that's what.
I think it's my computer. I mean, like, getting pretty high. It says 50% CPU usage, so it's probably even longer. No,
Okay.
the battery's not low on my headphones. Why is it like blinking or something? Headphones are good. I don't know why that would mess it up though. Okay. 80%.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Here we go. So it's doing the Elasticsearch. Okay, so we're getting there.
We're making progress.
Yeah, we're making,
you know.
I mean, it's done a lot. Like,
shit takes time.
Yeah, if we pop this up. So here's a DynamoDB table, CloudFormation stack. Ready.
Cool.
List spot resolvers. So yeah, it has to create all the resolvers, create all that. Oh, my mic audio is cutting in and out.
Oh goodness. I wonder if my mic audio is cutting in and out.
Wow, that's annoying.
Is my mic audio cutting in and out? That would be
I know why
helpful
my
to
mic
know.
audio is cutting in.
What's going on?
I was too far away from the mic, and so the noise gate was
okay.
was cutting me out. And now you should be able to hear me fine.
Okay.
Like I should be cutting out now.
We're getting mixed reports in the chat.
Yeah, now I'm clear because yeah, I got too far away from the mic.
Got you.
But yours is just because your connection to me is like having issues because of what's going on my computer. Yeah, so if I go back like this, don't talk loud enough. But if I raise my voice, if I get closer, now it's in. Yeah, so that's wild.
Dude, create complete Elasticsearch something.
Oh yeah,
create complete Elasticsearch domain. It's so funny that I was thinking like this is the future of coding streams is like
waiting for
like
builds.
do some configuration and then like your coding is actually just like Amazon creating all your code for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's creating.
Or in the future, like GRP3 is going to.
Oh, good lord!
Like coding is going to be like typing what you want into GRP3 and then it spitting out the result.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Searchable spot lambda mapping. Oh boy, I love this. I love seeing this green on the screen.
Yeah, I love green. Yeah. Yeah. I hope not too. Right, Rowdy Racer. Yeah, it's scary world. Somebody still has to program GPR3. Is that what it's called? GR3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
GRP, I don't know.
They Turker gerbs.
Turker gerbs.
You better not. You need
shout out.
They'll always need developers to do some of this.
Yeah.
Like honestly, there's a huge increase in demand for developers. Anything, it's gotten.
Oh yeah.
The demand has gotten more, but it's weird because like, we're in this weird place. Like this industry is not junior friendly, and I wish we would adopt more of like an apprenticeship model, like other trades. I look at programming as a trade. Like in my eyes, it's a trade, like carpentry or welding or blacksmithing, even like any of that stuff. And if we had this apprenticeship model and structured the work based on that, I feel like we'd be a lot better. I've actually had this talk that I've submitted a couple times, which is like what the tech community can learn from the tattoo community, like kind of thing like that. Yeah, because like there's a lot of things that they do, and really any trade does this. But yeah, it's just not friendly. So what's happening is it's like the demand for jobs is going up, but we're not like filling it like with we're not creating the roles, the proper like responsibilities to open up roles for juniors. So it's like the gap is growing. There's more and more people learning to program, but they can't get jobs. And it's like the demand for jobs is actually increasing, but only if you have a certain level of experience. So there's this huge gap. There's plenty of people to take these jobs, but they're just not set up for the right level. So, oh, that's awesome,
Yeah.
Rowdy Racer. Yeah, I don't know how long you've been on the stream.
Oh man. System error.
Oh, so
After all of that, dude, we got through so much.
The system error was it could not write to GraphQL. Like it couldn't.
Your local.
It couldn't make the directory to write our the code gen. But why? I don't see the box where it's like it needs permission. Freaking I know after all that I am so blown away. Oh, sorry, but Rowdy Racer, real quick, I was saying I actually almost became a tattoo artist instead of a programmer. So also worked in shops, have done some tattooing, and yeah, it's pretty funny. Small world. Yeah, wrecked.
You know, one of the interesting things about the tech industry and like, you know, junior software jobs and stuff like that is well, I maybe it's not even about that, but like when I like I guess I was kind of like ignorant to that whole thing. Like getting a job in software or like getting a job at a tech startup or a tech company or something like that was not even like on my radar. I was like building like email newsletters for some honey business that I found on Craigslist.
Yeah.
You know, and when like I think that there's a general fixation on like I want to get a job in tech. Where do I start? And like and like the focus remains solely on the tech industry, but especially now more than ever, like with COVID, any business, no matter what industry you are, you don't have to be a tech business to employ web developers or software engineers.
Very true.
And a lot of the time, like my one of my first like programming jobs, I guess, was at some like bearing distributor, and I was doing some like really basic web design, like not even web design, like HTML, like editing HTML files in TextEdit. And I did that for a summer, and it wouldn't have been a job at Twitter, but it's like a step in the right direction that like planted the seed for me. Yeah. And I think that like one if I could give a piece of unsolicited advice is like to like broaden your horizons when you're thinking about you know, I want a job in tech, where do I start? Well, like you can start in basically any industry and like try to find like a niche where somebody desperately some tech expertise and you have a little bit of it, and so you can get in there and start creating some value. But I agree, like getting from zero into job at Twitter is
even
that's
just even having your title be like web developer, like at a company, like at a tech focused company, like somebody with like where they are a team of developers like building a kind of product or like it's astronomical. I don't want to derail us from that, but we are coming up on 5 o'clock, so I just want to touch on this. So what happened was it failed to write the queries and stuff for us, but it has pushed everything to AWS. That is all done. So everything is good, and we can look here. So remember when I was saying is like this is the schema that we wrote, right? Like we have our type and our model and search and auth, and now when we look in the build schema.graphql, we actually have a spec compliant, fully built schema. So here's our type, right? These are the things we created, but then we've got an input for location input, the model sort directions, model spot connection, model string input. So like all the things we can do to search for the given models. So it's gone ahead and created all of this. And if we get further down, yeah,
Awesome.
look, we've got our queries: get spot, list spots, search spots. So it's gone ahead and
Okay.
done all of this. We've got our inputs for our creates, updates, and deletes. We've got our mutations. We've got subscriptions. So it has essentially done all of the boilerplate stuff and the CRUD stuff and taken care of all of that. And you can look at how much schema this is generated. So this is what AppSync will have.
Can
And
we
we're
hit like
yeah, bros shit.
I was gonna say like can we open up our GraphQL API in like a playground or something and like
Well, it's off.
do we have a working API right
We have a
now?
working API, but it's auth. So we can't like go really into Playground,
Oh,
check it out,
true.
but we
Yeah.
can do this. So I believe we can do Amplify API console. And this should open us up to the AWS console where we can take a look at it and mess with the API. They have like an embedded playground, so we can log in there and check it out. Although this command does not be, there we go.
Okay.
So GraphQL. So it opened up a browser. Oh, geez. Cool. So it brought us to AppSync. So here we are. Get spot, list spots, do that. So I can log in with user pools here. I don't know. Oh, client ID. Dude, I don't know which one of these. Oh, client web and oh, client. So that's going to be the one. Try this. And then we're going to say,
Okay.
well, I'll just try the other of this one. I could also go check the client ID like in our configuration, but let's just do this first.
Sure.
And then I'll switch. So spot check. Password. Log in.
Dude, quite a bit there.
Boom. So there we go.
Yes. If it done.
Yeah, that's how it goes. If it dies, it love it. All right, so I am going to full screen this just so we have some more room. And here we go. So we are in here. I mean, we don't have any of the, we could create, like we could do a mutation to create a spot if we really wanted to right now. But like all we really have, so we can see that like we've got our query, we've got our list spots and do all that. And we have a playground I'm logged into right now. So we could, like if we list spots, if we just do that, let's click on list spots, items, and then ID and name and tags, and we can run this. We're going to get back an empty array. So it's there. Our API is up. It's running. We just don't have any data in it yet. Perfect. This is a great place to wrap up for today, actually.
Great.
And I'm going to figure out
That's awesome.
my file permissions, and then we'll figure that out. And so we can come here and we can look at our schema as well. So I actually there we go. So, again, this is going to be the actual schema representation, not the one we wrote, but the actual AppSync schema.
The generated schema.
Exactly. Yeah. We could dig into some of our stuff. We could set caching configuration. So we could do all kind of stuff like that. But yeah, so we're here. It works.
Amazing.
Yeah. So and we're all set up, and that's the bee's knees.
Good stuff. So we just put together an authorized searchable GraphQL API with access control and all the CRUD.
Yep.
In just a short amount of time.
Yeah. About
I'd
2
say
hours.
That's pretty damn good. Good stuff, Kurt.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Thank you for taking the steering wheel and driving today. It was fun to follow along.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a blast. I hope y'all did. I gotta really figure out this OBS issue real quick. How does one handle queries based on location alone? Would it be smarter to query all spots and filter? Well, so there's 2 ways that you could handle that. So in my opinion, we would have to expand location. Like, I mean, you could search on Latin long, but I'm not really sure, like, because that's very specific. Like, we would need something else about the location to tie into. Like, we could add, like, country or, like, state, province, and, like, fields like that. But because we're
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
yeah, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, but because we are piping all of this stuff into Elasticsearch, it's already searchable by um, uh, location. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like
we might have to fix this.
generally speaking, like the way that fix what?
I'm not seeing filter by tags here, so this might be something I have to figure out.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. But anyway,
We can figure
we'll
that out.
figure it out.
But essentially, like I mean, generally speaking, what you'd want to do is in our app we would have like a map view, right? And the map view, you can create a bounding box out of that map. So it's like, what's the minimum lat long, and what's the maximum lat long, and that creates like a box, and then basically you ask the API to return you all entries where the latitude is between this value and this value, and the longitude is between this value and this value. So I mean, even without Elasticsearch, if they have some like specific geo queries, that generally speaking is how you would go about that.
Absolutely. And so I'm also noticing that like location is not showing up here under list spots, but we could search by tags here already. Like we don't even have to use the searchable. We might even be able to get rid of the whole searchable field and not use Elasticsearch and do everything we need right through AppSync. So we'll have to check that out. Here, let me blow this up.
Oh, interesting. So location is not filterable
yet, but we can make it so it is. Oh, we just got spammed. I do want to become famous. Oh, I'm gonna make sure I click that URL right now. That looks safe. But yeah, so oh, one thing real quick, Manny, is that you can set up like billing alerts. So you can set it up for your entire user to particular services. So like if it hits like $20, you can get an alert. So it's a real good way to know like if your billing is about to mess you up. So definitely recommend setting up billing alerts. But yeah, I think this is a good place to wrap up. Maybe we look for someone to raid real quick.
Absolutely. I'd love to do the honors if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Okie dokie. Let's take a look. Who's live?
Look.
See if any.
Always. Step 1. Support your friends.
Of course.
What do you do when they're not live?
Search science and technology.
Okay.
By tag. Web development.
Boom. Oh, Cassidy's live. Cassidy.
Oh, sweet. Sure. I'm just gonna take a quick quick looky here, and then I command F on the page for GraphQL and Apollo.
Nice.
And then if I don't find any of that, then I
really go at it. Awesome.
I got a system, man.
Yeah, I love it.
I also like rating streamers who like low viewer
I like
count
that too.
streamers. Yeah. Let's see. Well, I don't see anything specifically that jumps out to me here. Yeah.
Well, let's just raid Cassidy.
Cassidy?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, yeah. It's impossible not to enjoy a good Cassidy stream.
Absolutely.
So let's set that up, and yeah, everybody, I hope the rest of your day or morning or night or wherever you are. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. This was a good one.
And thanks for the raid, Auth Zero. We appreciate you.
Yes, Auth.
Right. Auth O, as I like to call them when they're not listening.
Guys.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks y'all for joining, and yeah, we love answering questions. Let's do it. Let's flip over. Later,
Okay,
everyone.
take care, guys.